Well, hello all. Left this morning. Beautiful out. Absolutely beautiful. Perfect temperatures. About 75. And as I was coming to the park here, I noticed that the temperature kept climbing and climbing. Got way up into the probably close to 90. And now we're back down into the lower 60s because I think the wind is bringing our air conditioning. Well, we're not here to talk about the air conditioning, are we? No, we're going to talk about something much more important that you just can't make up here in the U.S. Yes, it's politics. Or is it? I don't know what you call it, but it's horrible. The orange man here in the U.S. is using Nazi death camp symbols in his tweets now. Tweeter put a warning that he's using a hate symbol on his tweet. A hate symbol on his tweet. This guy's just getting worse and worse and worse. The wind is coming up now. It's definitely blowing in the fog. What are these triangle symbols all about anyway that he's using in his hate speech and his call to the white supremacists to his horrible, horrible rally this weekend? The COVID Fest. Well, they're talking about Auschwitz, aren't we? Yeah, these death symbols were in prison camps and designated the type of person you were. So triangles were to mark political prisoners in the barracks of Nazi prison camps. So gay victims who were in the camps, they had a pink triangle sewed on their uniform and tattooed onto them in some cases. Green meant criminals, petty criminals that were arrested for small violations. Jews were yellow. Political opposition was red, and so on and so forth. They just kept going and going, but that's some of the basics. 95% of the prisoners in prison camps had a red triangle on their lapel and on their skin. So 1.1 million people were killed in Auschwitz, but yet the orange man in the U.S. proudly is displaying that, calling all Nazis to his rally. It's as clear as can be. Where are the Democrats? Where is the opposition party? I was told that I'm supposed to vote for the Democrats no matter what. Really? Where's the opposition? You gotta be kidding me. So Auschwitz was the largest and the deadliest of 6 camps dedicated to extermination of humans. On one day, October 10th, 1944, 800 children were burnt to death and gassed in Auschwitz. Just one day they killed 800 children. There was a pile of 110,000 shoes found at Auschwitz once the prison camp was liberated. How many prisoners were held in a barracks? Well, that depended on if it was 1 or 2 story. 1-story barracks held 1,200 prisoners. But if it was a 2-story, it was only 800 prisoners per floor. So this is really sad. Do you know how many people died fighting the Nazis in World War II? Oh, that's right. That's a hoax too, isn't it? World War II and all. Or is it that just the killing of the Jews is a hoax? It's really sad what's happening here in the U.S. And unfortunately, if it takes hold here and the Nazis take over our country, I can guarantee you the rest of the world will be following in suit. There'll be nobody to save from the Nazis. And the white supremacists will win after all. We must fight these people. I don't care what it takes or who it takes. If we don't, we're the most pathetic country on this planet. If we can't even stand up to the Nazis trying to take over our country. Well, they sort of have, because they do have the president, the vice president, and all those white extremists in the background every time you see the orange man in some kind of press conference. More like a conference to try and get reelected is what it is. So Not only is the orange man being blatant about racism, but he's taking away our First Amendment rights. He'll leave the Second Amendment in place and make sure nothing happens to it. But the First Amendment, he's going to remove. He's fighting to remove a particular author's book. He's trying to get it released. And Trump is doing everything to take away his First Amendment rights. Now this author, who I will not even mention, has leaked some of the book. And it is very clear that the orange man is out with a purpose. And his purpose is to get all the money he can and model coddle every dictator on the planet so that he can, gang up with them once he has taken over this country completely. And don't think I'm just kidding around, people. This is so obvious, you can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I've never seen anybody a president put a swastika sign behind him, but that's basically what this is a swastika. Because a lot of people died in prison camps during World War II because of the Nazis. The Nazis lost the war, by the way. So why are the Nazis allowed to gather here in the U.S.? Period. So this weekend in the Nazi COVID rally here in the U.S. and Oklahoma, I'm just curious, will they be bold enough to show their Nazism by flying Nazi flags and Nazi swastikas? Will they wear them on their shirts? Will they have the triangle symbol all over their signage now? We have to watch this, people. I tell you, apparently there's a huge line trying to get into the COVID convention already. Gotta watch it, people. There's a lot more people interested in the Nazis than you think, because they don't understand what they are or what they stand for or what they've done in the past. But yet then they go after the left, who brought on freedom for others, women's right to vote, racial equality. All that stuff was brought by the left. But yet the fascists are against it all. Public education, public transportation, even help if you're poor. They'll have none of it. So make sure if you head to the Nazi convention, you understand what you are and what you're standing for. Hope you do a little history before you go, though. So I appreciate all your ups, the downs, the new subscribers, and definitely the comments. I haven't been commenting on the comment section because then I can't read any of the comments. So I thought I would try to respond back to all the commenters this time to see if YouTube has refixed this old problem. So until next time.